Have you ever struggled with creating door and window openings that you constantly have to move depending on your renovation or remodeling work? Well, in this video, I want to show you how you can use Double Cut to automatically create openings for your Glue 2 components. So let's take a look. So I have this model here that is a model that I've been working on where I have sort of an entry into a hotel room. This goes into the bathroom and this goes into a closet. And I'm running into a problem right now where I need to move this. I need to move this over to here. And now I'm stuck with this model geometry where I have to move the rough opening, and I also have to move the baseboard pieces. Quite frankly, this is time consuming, right? Any renovation project or project where doors and windows are moving, SketchUp's native tools do not work well in doing that because it can't create an opening on two surfaces. So that's where Double Cut comes into play. So let's take a look at the same model over here. And a couple things that I'm going to do first. One, I want to make sure that the floor is not part of the wall group, which is just good model habit anyway. So I'm going to double click inside of here. I'll double click on this floor surface and make it a group. And then I'm going to cut it, close out of the group, and then just paste it in place. And then that way, if I isolate just this geometry, I just have the walls here. So I should actually remove the bed from here and paste that in place as well. And for right now, I'm going to hide the baseboard. I'm going to take this baseboard piece and I'm going to actually just move it up out of the model and I'll hide it. So I don't like using 3D warehouse components because a lot of times they're not what I really need or tend to use, but I found a way to use them that can make it work for my current workflow. So I'm going to type in door, and with the warehouse, you're going to get various types of doors, but the one that I'm going to use is one of these live components. And if you're not familiar with live components are new or new-ish to SketchUp within the last few versions, but they basically are parametric components, kind of similar to dynamic components. If you've ever used dynamic components, I would call them sort of the newer version of this. All right, so I can download this simple swing door and load it into my model. So I'm going to load it right there. Now with live components, when you double click on one, it's going to launch this configure live component screen. And now you can adjust this to whatever variables you want. So I need a 36-inch door and I need it to be 80 inches tall. And then the rest of the variables I'm going to leave here. With live components, you would still have to place it where you want and then still cut out that opening. But let me show you what I can do with Double Cut. So that way I can turn this live component into a Double Cut component. So first thing I have here is I have Double Cut launched, and I'm going to actually go under extensions and I'm going to go to set max cut depth because I only want it to cut anything beyond the cutting surface by 1 foot. And I also want to set it to cut forward. And for my forward depth, I'm going to set that to 1 inch. And that should be enough to cut through any type of baseboard that I have. Okay, so we've set a cut depth and now we need a cut surface, or we need a component surface. So the way cut openings work is you need them to be on a plane. So I'm going to make the plane be the frame of the object here. I'm going to double click on that rectangle so that selects the rectangle in face. I'm going to hold down Shift to also select the live component. That way I keep the ability to keep it as a live component. I'm going to right click and make this a component. And this component I'm going to call 36-inch door. And I'm going to make it a Glue 2 any. And I'm going to set it to cut opening. And then I'm going to set that component axes to be the bottom corner here as my first click. The second click is going to be along the front of the object. So that can be here at this midpoint. And then most importantly, I need to move this up so that green is pointing straight up. So you can kind of see the faded plane. That lets us know it's the cut plane here. So I'm going to go ahead and click. So we've set the axes, we've set it to cut opening. We can go ahead and click create. We have a cut opening double cut component. one more thing we have to do is we're going to go inside the component, and we don't need this face. We need the edges. So we don't want to delete the edges because those are the edges of the cutting plane, but we can delete this face. So now the component is the 4 edges and the piece itself. So what I usually like to do is I like to actually delete this then, and I'll open up my tray over here, and then I'll find that component, which we can see right here. I call this a 36-inch door. So I'm going to click on that. And as I drop it into my model, one little nuance with cut opening is if you have a guide point like here, it tries to place the object on the ground in a lot of instances. So when I use glue to components, I tend to just kind of put it on the face that I want and then find the point that I want to move to and then move it down. So now I can take that and move and copy it here. And for my other door over here. I can then go ahead and delete my guides. And now I have my components that are cutting through. If we actually look at this wall geometry now, you can see they're actually creating this back sort of cut. And more importantly, if I move this door over, that cut will update. Now remember, we had that baseboard. So let me unhide that baseboard and let me move that back into place. So when I move this back down into place, notice it's a solid fill there, right? So I can still keep my baseboard created as it is. And ultimately, if I had that there initially, it would cut this. But what I can also do, because I moved this now into place, you'll notice if I move this, it's going to regenerate and it'll redo that cut. But in this situation where I haven't moved it, I can just have it refresh the cut. And that's what I'm going to do for these. I'll refresh these 2 cuts. That way they're nice and set there. To finish this off, I can flip these doors just by flipping the component, and I can change the definition of this slightly. For example, if I wanted that trim to come out, I can double click inside of the component. I can select the component piece, and I'm just going to move it so that it's flush with the front of that baseboard trim. And that's a minor detail, but that will probably look better if I'm rendering this, because you're going to see a much larger impact of that sort of drop shadow around the object. The other cool thing is, because I'm not changing anything within the live component, I can double click inside of that live component and still have all of its metadata. For example, if I wanted to open the door to show that it's opening, I can do that here. Now we have just a little bit more interesting of a component. I'm going to undo that. And the last thing I can do is just show you one other way that I like to use double cut components. And this is more for a schematic design work before you have kind of the live component door sort of set. So let me hide the baseboard in this instance and let me delete these doors out. So let's say we weren't sure yet of door style and door finish. What I usually like doing is I'll draw literally a rectangle, 36 by 80, or realistically 80 by 36. I'll double click on that. I'll right click and make this a component, and I'll call this 36-inch opening. And we'll do same as we did before. We're going to cut opening. We're going to set to any, and we're going to set the component axes, and then we'll click create. So now let me delete this. It's over here. And when I go to drop that into the model, it's going to create the double cut, but we're not seeing it because of that front face. And because I don't have any trim or any piece of this geometry just yet, I need to delete this. So I could do what I did before, which would go in here, select this front face and delete it. And now I could try to move it, but it's hard to move a face that you can't select, right? There's no surface here. And it's even harder sometimes just to select the edge. So let me undo. What I like to do instead is in materials, I'll create a new material and I'll just set the opacity to be 0 and call this clear opening, just so I have it as a reference. And then I'll click OK. And now I'll apply that clear surface onto that object. And now what happens is when I go to select it, it's going to select the entire opening, and then I can move it where I want. So I might move this, let's say I want this here, I can move that there. And then in this schematic phase, I might move this here. And I know this is 36 inches. So I can hit S for scale, pull this in, type in 30 inches and hit enter, and it distorts it. But in this early level, that's fine, right? I don't need to worry so much about that just yet. Now, if you're putting components then within these, we would have to make these two unique. But in this initial sort of configuration, this is typically what I like to do. And if I need to truly do this correctly, I'll make this unique and I'll call it a 30-inch opening. And then I'll go in and actually move that opening over 6 inches. And then there we would just have to make sure that we refresh our opening in Double Cut. That way it creates that nice reference for us. So let us know how you're using Double Cut to create openings and use them in your design projects or renovation projects to more easily make changes to your wall openings. We'll see you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe to Mind.sight.studios channel for more tips and tricks. You can also visit our website to find other extensions like Sketch Plus, Profile Builder, and Placemaker. Continue your SketchUp journey by watching one of our videos here on the right to learn more about what we offer. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.